Does he know what One Piece is?
اول شيء بقول
Right
لك
off
إنه
the
ممكن
bat.
هذا
اكيد يعني منذ الطفوله وانا اشاهد ون بيس لوفي.
Is it Luffy?
Yeah, he said he's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
Okay, wait, this might be really rough to get through. Man, like right off the bat, like not even, Jesus. Okay. You see, he explains, the Jews are like the celestial dragons, okay? They live on the surface, and they're evil.
The only motivation that they have is to their solidarity with Palestine and to stop the attack on Palestine, and it's not for any kind of...
Yeah, exactly.
I believe him uncritically.
No, I'm saying it's a good thing. I understand. So that's what he's saying, that the reasons as to why there have been any sort of interceptions on vessels is due to the ongoing genocide in Gaza.
I know a lot of people are going to praise Hasan for this because it's a pretty funny get, and I respect the bit, but this is literally like finding any member of Al-Qaeda and going, yeah, you're doing this because you're resisting American oppression, right? And they're like, yeah, we're resisting American oppression. We don't hate anyone. And then he's, you know, like that literally is like the level that we're at presently. Like there's no interest in engaging critically with the narrative. He's just advancing it like in a propagandistic way. This is propaganda, by the way, to like the most brazen extent imaginable. I feel like this is a very almost like comedically straightforward kind of propagandizing.
What led him to go to one of the ships personally? Like, what were some experiences that caused him to want to go?
He says he likes adventures, and he is a big supporter of Palestine, and he's looking forward to bigger and more exciting things.
Does this really is that really like the answer he's giving to everything? Like, hey, to what extent are you involved in this? Free Palestine. Hey, why'd you go out to the boat? Free Palestine. Does this not read a little bit like he's been given a line to say a bit? I mean, think about it, okay? He's a 19-year-old who's part of an extremely regimented Islamist militia. They're currently engaged in a civil war. Like, it's not casual times over there. They're not, you know, it's not like, you know, like, oh, wacky, like, fun freedom times or whatever. Shit is austere, okay? They're fighting.
Think about the fact that American media in general keeps claiming that the reasons as to why the Yemeni militias are intercepting vessels is for completely oblivious reasons, like belligerent reasons, and not for Palestine.
How is this an interview? There are some Western devils who claim your motivations aren't purely altruistic. What do you have to say to these chauvinist pigs? You're like, what the fuck? Oh my God. This is literally like Kremlin tier journalism, you know? Oh my fucking God.
I want to ask him questions about Saudi Arabia and UAE, and like, do the people of Yemen recognize like Saudi involvement or UAE involvement in Yemen as it's an extension of American involvement or American proxies, or do they separate that?
He's saying that right now there's no like animosity between, like to him, there's no animosity between Saudis and Yemenis and Emiratis. Like he's saying, like he acknowledges.
Damn, forgiven that quickly, huh? Yeah, Saudis did a lot of bad shit down there, but okay.
Does he feel like the war leading up to this last thing that occurred, the last bombing campaign that occurred, does he feel like you know, he lost out on years of his childhood? Like, are there things that he does he know a time? Does he know of a time? Can he remember a time when he wasn't in some kind of war? I guess because this is like relatively new for him as experiences goes.
He just says their life is full of adventures.
Okay, that's a positive way to look at it. Tell him there's 25.
Real, see, oh man, I smell prepping.
So ask him what other stuff that he watches. Like, does he play video games? Does he like FIFA?
Is it a little like invalidating to do like the normal 19-year-old? I mean, he was not, right? The Houthis, Yemen, civil war, bombs, famine. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's like a framing thing, right? Like, he's just like us. I mean, everybody's just like us. We're all humans, you know, but it's I don't know.
One Piece.
Like, he asked a detailed question about the Civil War, and the guy's response was like, it's an adventure every day. I'm remembering that correctly, right? That is what happened. Hasan did have a good question, which was like, you know, how did you feel like growing up in the Civil War with the bombs and the famine and stuff? And he's like, it's been an adventure. It's like, damn, man, I really feel like somebody told you not to badmouth Saudi Arabia because the Houthis don't want to exacerbate any negative relations with Saudi Arabia right now. I really feel like somebody put their hand to your shoulder and said, hey, please don't say anything negative about Saudi Arabia. I don't know, man.
So he doesn't have time to watch stuff now, but what did he watch when he was younger? What is he like?
Tom and Jerry, SpongeBob, Smurfs.
Nice. Okay. So you watch SpongeBob and whatnot. Does he go to school? How does that work? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But whatever. She of high school. Do you, all right.
Is this appropriate? I don't know if this is appropriate or not. Is he Shia or he's Shia? I assume, right?
He says that he's not Shiite or Sunni. He's just a Yemeni Muslim.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Wow, that's a very convenient answer for not rustling feathers in certain groups.
I don't know. I feel like he's very media trained. Surprising.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yes. You don't accidentally get media training as like a random 19-year-old in Yemen. You know, he definitely got briefed. Even Hasan agrees. Yeah, he definitely got briefed by like a superior officer or somebody with like influence or jurisdiction around him.
We're big fans of the Yemeni music videos. You could tell him that. And there are so many of them that we watch on the stream. Like, what's up with Yemen? Are they like a specifically musical people? What's going on?
He's saying that yeah, they love music and dancing, and that he wants everyone.
Do you think Hasan is coming off very much like he wants this guy to like him a bit too much? I think Hasan wants his audience to think that this guy likes Hasan a lot. They're literally treating him like a pop idol or whatever. That's the whole bit. Like bringing someone on because they're hot, and then it turns out this person's media trained because there's no way the people around him don't know that he's gotten this attention or whatever. Also, I don't want to like over speculate here because I don't know enough about like the situation in Yemen. I don't want to sound like I'm kind of orientalizing the situation over there, but I'm gonna take a guess that if you have a large social media account and you live in Yemen, in Houthi-controlled territory, I feel like there are a lot of wrong things you could say. I feel like there are a lot of things you could say on social media, especially once you get a big audience or are talking to somebody as large as Hasan, where you could get yourself in deep shit, like really deep shit, like really, really, really deep shit if you, you know, yeah. So I like, obviously this guy would probably long before even talking to Hasan, but this guy would probably seek out permission for what he's doing from people in power around him. But they want to treat him like a pop idol, you know, chat. You can see Hasan's chat's been acting that way. So like the critical engagement or critical interviewing here would come across as Hasan being mean to like a member of the oppressed peoples of the world currently being shelled by America. Like the framing that people would take with that would be like rich Hollywood man picks on and tears apart the arguments of this poor non-English speaking, you know, like oppressed person fighting for freedom, that kind of stuff. Like that would be the narrative. So it's not surprising to me Hasan really doesn't want to look like he's being challenging. It's all softball pitches. Could you argue then he shouldn't have done the interview? I think that if you were going to get a member of the Houthi militia on, it would be a good idea to not bring them on purely on account of their appearance, because that kind of like, it introduces a lot of other factors for people's expectations. I don't think there's anything wrong with bringing on a Houthi. I think it could be very interesting. You know, I love that kind of journalism.
What does he have to say to dumbasses that consider him to be a terrorist? What is he?
Nice framing. Really good interviewing right there. You know, not like, do you consider what you do terrorism? But like, okay, yeah, no. I mean, you can. It's an interesting question. Just like no interest in like engagement, no interest in getting an interesting answer, I guess. Like you could get an interesting one, but instead it's just going to be like, no, we're not.
He says, who are they?
Dumbasses.
He's like,
that's it, really? That's the nature of the dynamic. That's the whole thing. The whole Houthi civil war, Yemen, that's the whole thing. Just dumbasses say they're terrorists. That's the nature of, okay, yeah. It's an interview that Aiden Ross would give.
Has he ever had like Western food?
الأجانب يأكلون نفس الأكل أتوقع يعني ومدري الله أعلم.
He's not really like answering any specific like foods. He's just saying like yeah, I mean, he's just saying it's the same food that he eats is the same food that we eat.
Okay.
That's interesting. I don't know why he wouldn't give... Fuck, man. Is there like a gun pointed at... Is that why his face is so close to the camera? Because if he pulled back a little bit, you would see the cold steel pressed against his temple? I don't know. You like, think about it. This guy he's a 19-year-old. He's hot. he goes on social media and he can click translate post and he can see literally, there are literally thousands of women, Western or otherwise, thirsting over him. Like, I don't give a fuck what culture you're from. This guy, like, should be high on attention right now. But instead, he is dialing back every answer. He is being as moderate and quiet and reserved as possible. He has 100% been prepped on this. Nobody would act this way in this situation unless he's been prepped. He had 19-year-old guy. There's no fucking way, dude. It makes me feel bad for him, you know? Like, this guy getting a bunch of attention on social media does not mean he's, like, immune to the power structures of his region. Far from it. The opposite of it, actually, you know? 100% there's someone in the room with him right now. I think there's a decent possibility of that. I mean, I don't know, of course.
What does he do for a day-to-day in Yemen? Like, tell him to walk us through a day, like a normal day in his life. Does he have a girlfriend? What does his parents think about this? Like, I got a bunch of questions like that.
He's saying that he doesn't talk to any girls. He doesn't DM any girls. He's not talking to any girls at all.
Sure.
Like, oh, okay, Mashi.
Okay.
That's his only risk. Yep. Dude, man, the media training. The only thing he thought of there was he wanted to reaffirm that a good, like, chaste Houthi Muslim would never be tempted by, like, I don't know, fucking haram shit or whatever. Like, this is literally, it's like a reaffirmation of religious discipline. Like, this has nothing to do with what he actually believes or says. He just wanted to, like, reaffirm, hey, everyone, just to be clear, you know.
Yeah, he says there, like, his parents' reaction was normal. Like, there is no big reaction.
His parents are just chilling. Why are they? They're so chill.
Detailed question about your personal life. In response, I do not engage in sinful acts with women, and my parents are normal. Okay, thank you. We deliver a thank you to the man in the room with the gun pointed at you.
What does he think about China? Does he know anything about China?
He's saying he hasn't spent much time with Chinese people, but one of the captain was Chinese, and he did cloth with them, and he danced some music with them, and he was vibing. So
the captain of the ship you took? All right, well, whatever.
He likes him, yeah.
Multiculturalism.
So, I mean, what? That's so crazy. So they're just chilling with the captain?
Bro, that's so crazy. You did piracy and seized a ship and redirected it to your controlled port and captured the crew and you danced with the captain? That's...
like, I don't understand. So America's like blowing them up while they're just like doing and chilling with the captains. Like, how does he...
Yep. That's what... Yep. Ah, man. Ooh. Yep. That's the nature of the situation, man. Dude, bro, the Houthis are just straight chilling, mad chilling, yo, with you know, I'm sure the prisoners that they've taken are just like totally vibing right now, super chill, just dancing.
You feel about that? Isn't that crazy? Like, I don't know how to describe it.
That's so, dude, bro, that's so crazy. You realize that, like, Hasan is essentially describing a situation where, like, bro, the police are busting in on this hostage situation. Like, what, bro? Like, they took the hostage. The hostage says they're fine, you know? They're, like, profusely sweating and shivering and are, like, quaking with fear and their face has gone flush white. But, you know, like, they say they're fine when asked directly by the people holding a gun to them. Well, bro, why are police, like, this is, this is, like, genuinely insane. Like, it's actually fucking insane. I feel like you could convince Hasan of basically any, dude, I wish the Houthi guy would just say some, like, objectively anti-Semitic shit, because I want to see how much Hasan would play off as a joke. You know what I mean? Like, he would say something like, yeah, you know, we look to defeat the Jews, and then Hasan would be like, oh, okay, but defeat the Jews, he means defeat Israel, you know? And the interviewer's like, no, he said Jews. Like, there's a word for Israel. He said Jews, though. And later the guy would be like, yeah, you know, I think, like, Jews are a pox upon the world. And he's like, oh, okay, you mean, like, Western influence or whatever. Genuinely, I wonder how far Hasan would go to, like, to do that.
He's saying that they win over the crews on these ships, and they like win them over with their charm, and they make them hate America and the US government.
Is that so? Man, this is, I know I'm joking, but, like, this is pretty fucking monstrous. You guys know that, right? I know Hasan's about to, like, laugh and go, dude, whoa, that's crazy. Let me wait for him to do that.
That's so funny.
There we go, yeah. Thank you, Hasan. Now, continuing, we're literally talking about random civilians whose ships have been boarded at gunpoint, and they have been brought in as prisoners to an Islamic militia. And we're literally, like, like, just, like, oh, yeah, dude, no, they love it here, haha, smile. And that's just landing, you know? Yeah, I'm sure the Houthis are very charming to the people they take captive.
Like, does he know who Mr. Beast is?
Okay, I'm ending. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Man, there are like, I'll let a lot go for the bit, but pretending that hostages taken by an Islamist militia after an act of piracy are fine because like, haha, we like charmed them, bro. Like, they're fine. Like, man, yeah, Jesus fuck, dude. It really is crazy how little Hasan is willing to do. Like you could all probably tell because only some of you are autistic, but Hasan was very uncomfortable during a lot of those answers. The vibes were really off that interview. And a lot of that was because Hasan's better nature was pulling him there to be a bit more critical of some of those answers. But he knew that this was just supposed to be a light, like, softball, no critical engagement kind of, you know, we have the hot Houthi guy on. So he just bit his tongue and didn't engage with it. He was so uncomfortable for some of those, some of the fake laughs that he gave. Or at least he seemed that way. I mean, I'm not psychic. It's so spineless.